Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
These are my draconian writings. I would say that they contain misinformation, disinformation, and a few fragments of truth. When I first had the reptilian intelligence energies communicate with me quite a while back, I can feel them and tune into them occasionally. In essence, what I am attempting to do is take the holographic visual imagery and symbol-based languages I have received through telepathic communication and translate them into English to create an extended perceptual framework/gyrospectrum lens. In essence, overlaying and weaving through our current notions of reality and planetary existence an extended image. I first began to see this ancient draconian claw holding an egg. This egg turned into the Earth. What was beheld was a story about planetary evolution, life in the cosmos, and the design specifications of all levels of creation that was so far more advanced than humanity acknowledges. The reptilian aka draconians seem to be really keen on the concept of seed worlds, the whole master geneticist, planetary and solar creator level being stuff. I see them as being very advanced and intelligent, but also quite a different stance towards understanding things than humanity does. I myself personally believe that the deepest core secret underneath our religious belief systems, mythological teachings, and scientific inquiries is this truth: the human species ancestry is stellar. Dragon, serpent, draconian archetype. The reptilian species has personified the very most ancient high wisdom through many sectors of this galaxy. The human species has been quite aware of the reptilian presence upon this world throughout ancient times. It is represented in Chinese mythology. Indian literature speaks of the Nagas. Celtic artwork expresses many of the geometric patternings. There are myths that all the snakes were driven out of Ireland. The serpent is present in the Bible as well. Many of these mythological representations, and even most of our current understanding of the reptilian species, are very incomplete. There definitely seems to be a reptilian presence which has overshadowed this world to a certain degree for billions of years. I ask you all to consider the origins of the dragon draconian myth towards embracing a potential that possibly a much greater reality exists. As the dawning of the 21st century unfolds, many of the concepts and internal conceptualizations which we have held onto for so many centuries are becoming outdated and obsolete. Within these times, the energetics of this star system and home world, planet Earth, are changing. Much is underway and on many levels. The draconian archetype is returning to the consciousness of many of the inhabitants of this world to lend a hand in opening our perceptual capabilities to a more extended horizon and visualization of not only our individual selves, but our species as well. They have information for us regarding a trans-evolutionary model of human development through periodic guided intervention. The draconians are one of the most ancient species within this galaxy. They have in essence become master-level creator geneticists. They are not the only species which has manipulated, contributed sentience and design specifications to the living systems upon this homeworld which we currently regard as planet Earth. There were many others. These creator-level beings wish for us to acknowledge within our unfolding consciousness that we are ourselves a reflection of those whose image we have been created in. The gods, as we have spoken through our biblical texts and other ancient manuscripts, those who came down from the stars, are returning. Many species have contributed the sustainment and development throughout time, overseeing the evolutionary growth processes upon this world. June 28, 98. Reptilian writing, renegade faction of Alpha Draconids. I sit here this evening in a receptive state. I am putting out a call to my higher self and my spirit guide archetypes Derek, Ethanasi, and Corzon. I call upon the Council of Elders, the wisdom keepers of all time, the galactic masters and universal consciousness. I open my internal antennas up to be a conscious channel for information that is not only necessary for my own healing, but also for that of the planet. I align my chakras and energy centers. I am in divine alignment with my multi-incarnational oversoul extensions along the entire linear timeline continuum, upon this world and up into multiple star system levels. I reach my consciousness upwards into my soul and am receptive to divine inspiration. through my internal visual gyrospectrum lens scope. I offer a prayer of gratitude to the creator of all that is, the universal life force and its inherent sentient intelligence. I am beginning to learn at a deeper level why I am alive at this time, and what it has to do with my own soul's personal evolutionary development and individualized growth process. I fill my being with empathic feelings of warmth, light, and love up above, and raise the earth energies from down below. This earth is my homeworld. I have stated my intentions previously. I would like to deepen my own inner resolution and strength. I would like to accelerate my personal healing and growth, bringing those levels of myself which are out of balance into alignment. I acknowledge my soul's presence in my life and ask to be overshadowed with the highest source frequency I can attune myself with, towards healing. I fill myself with unconditional love, sensing the beauty and sentience, aliveness within creation. I am filled with overwhelming, boundaryless joy. If there is anyone who wishes to speak to me this evening, I am willing to link up with a higher spatial source of intelligence, with the intention to transduce downstep the visual information into English. I ask for blessings from my highest self and fully illumined God source levels, and open myself up to an outpouring of spirit. Yes, we are here. We feel you calling out so strongly. Now that you have this direct interface with other people who are also on a spiritual path, you still have some times of significant difficulty overhead and approaching upon your path. This is nothing as surmounting or disheartening as you would like yourself to believe. We come to you this evening as an answer to your request. This hyperspatial source of intelligence is being downstepped through your oversoul, bubbling upwards from within your subconscious mind, and ultimately forming into a higher level of conceptualization within your consciousness. We would like to reveal to you who we truly are, this tendriling energetic presence that you have occasionally sensed overshadowing you. We are the reptilians of the Andromedan-Orion Draconian Alliance. We are well aware that any sort of reptilian personification or imagery inside your minds and energetic feeling centers may conjure up great fear. For this we apologize. Your human species has much hatred towards and misunderstanding of the reptilian species. Whether you are willing to acknowledge this or not, we played an integral part in your creation and evolution. We do not say this to you in an effort to gain your admiration or for you treat us like gods. This transmission is being broadcast from Alpha Omicron Draconis, which is quite distant from your star system and homeworld. Daniel, we have been watching over you during this lifetime for many years. You have a soul relationship to those who are bringing this communication forward. We have been overseeing your life since you were born into your family lineage. You may not believe this communication that is coming through you. You are well aware, and you felt our overshadowing presence very strongly the other evening. We are with you. Your oversoul source of spiritual guidance and the Council of Elders have given an affirmative in regards to our work with you. You yourself put in a request before incarnation to serve as an intermediary in between the spheres, as well as a transducer of highly advanced visual conceptualizations and information levels. This will allow you to formulate a clearer understanding of who your species truly is, how your beings were designed to function, and what your place in the scheme of the cosmos is. If any species can guide you towards understanding the truth in regards to your species' heritage, it is us. The reptilians may not be well respected by all species in this galaxy. Many races fear us. We can assure you we do not mean any harm to your species. Those that think we wish to take over your planet are wrong. This is not our intention at all, for we are creators of living systems and planetary homeworlds like the one upon which you reside. I would like to ask some questions. What are your wishes for our species? What would you like to see us become? Now that is the question with which you yourselves must answer. We would like to turn this question around and have you ask yourselves, what would we, the human species, wish and intend to see ourselves become? The human species has received the gifts of the creator-level beings. You are beginning to understand how the universe you exist within operates along many of its functional parameters. Once again, we would like to ask you the same question. What would you like to see your species become? The destiny which you manifest depends on the intention set within this moment, and the earnest feeling and intensity of action to manifest that which is desired. Would you like to see your species gain access into the interdimensional association of civilized star systems and free sovereign homeworlds? As the 21st century dawns, your minds and imaginations are being captivated by concepts and images that are extending the perceptual ranges you have been comfortable to work within for many thousands of years. We know you would like to see your species establish a planetary-level, global governing and educational overstructure to reroute the direction. Your entire developed level of civilization is headed. The one you called Gene Roddenberry was very much in communication with us while he was incarnated into physical form. Where do you think the inspiration for many of your greatest minds has come? These visions come from communications with other levels of self as well as beings and species which you do not yet acknowledge exist. There are means of communications used by highly advanced and intelligent beings which your species has just barely begun to conceive of or imagine. June 29, 98. Reptilian Writings, second attempt. I'm here this evening to serve as a conscious transducer for visual conceptualizations and information from a higher spatial source of intelligence. I align my internal antennas within, and I am attuned with my higher self and oversoul source of spiritual guidance. I open a space for the reptilians, if they would like to share their story with the people of Earth. I am willing to serve as an intermediary for this communication. Yes, we wish to speak this evening. We are very gracious that you have chosen to continue to align yourself with your higher cognitive and perceptual sense. Your willingness to be of service is admirable. We would like to thank you for allowing us to communicate with you. We are deeply appreciative, and your task shall not remain unnoticed. You may ask us and think to yourself, how can a reptile be appreciative? All the thoughts you have regarding the reptilian species' presence on your Earth world conjures up images of cold-blooded dinosaurs ravaging in times far distant. Also thoughts of warm-blooded birds and mammals being devoured by the ferocious ones that existed on your planet in the very distant past. We are here to assist the human species in making an adjustment in your individualized perceptions regarding the reptilian species in this galaxy and our involvement in the state of affairs upon your world. We may be a force of fear within your collective psyche, but we would like to stress at this point in time that we do not mean any harm towards your species or towards the living systems on this Earth. We, the reptiles, are the masters of biological systems. Through our ancients, we have deciphered many of the mysteries of this wondrous creation which your species is beginning to understand you inhabit. This one here has an exceptional ability in translating highly advanced concepts into English that in many ways exist in more than 3 dimensions. We would definitely like to think, and we would like him to know that he is at the forefront of understanding of the conditions which you humans find yourself within upon this planet. One must remember that understanding is only one aspect of wisdom. Without knowledge of proper use, understanding has no direction. Previously, we informed you that we are not here to destroy your species or to destroy this planet. We are in the process of more directly interceding into your collective consciousness. We can only offer you certain integral focal points, which, if used properly, shall allow for your own individualized selves to open your awareness and perceptual scope to a higher and wider octave of coherent thought and vibrational energetic sensitivity. We would like to remind you, we are not a savior race. In our evolutionary history, we have come to understand many things in regards to the processes which underlie the structuralization into form and pattern cohesion within this vast universe. We, the reptilian species, do have some teachings which we wish to reach the mass consciousness of the people of this planet. We feel that the crucial urgency of the times you are within necessitates a more active stance intent on injecting into the collective consciousness, the masses' minds on your Earth, the original core's essence. We possess information that can assist you in creating within your individualized conceptualization a basic introductory level understanding of procedures and operations for governing and educational systems that exist across not only multiple star systems, but in the case of some species, multiple galaxies. We do not ask you to take this information at face value. Read through the information as we present it. If it resonates within the depths of your soul matrix's core and sends energetic shivers over your skin, then you know it has the resonance of truth within it. The story which we wish to share with you is very long indeed. It spans distances in space and lengths of time beyond the understanding level your species has acquired. The technology used by ourselves and other species who are highly intelligent and have developed to a significant enough level to leave the womb of their homeworld is indeed impressive. The reptilian species was created when this Milky Way galaxy was still in formation. We started our journey over 7 billion years ago in your Earth time frame of reference. That is 7 billion years ago within this galaxy. The reptilian species are one of the most elder species that exist within creation, at least within the creation as we have come to know it. We do not think about ourselves as gods. Within the current conceptualizations your species holds within its mental frameworks, we would be considered godlike. You can consider your own mythology, those beings human or otherwise who had capabilities that were beyond what the natives understood were often regarded as gods. We are here to assist you on one level in reassessing the images you hold within your consciousnesses in regards to God, creation, intelligence, and sentience life itself. The most significant puzzle pieces that have been forgotten and that your modern-day limited three-dimensional sciences cannot conceive of or understand revolves around your true origins. These levels of cognizance and illumined core truth awareness elude you because of the limited and rigid linear analytical perceptual framework that the majority within the collective consciousness hold on to as their consensus reality. Your refusal to acknowledge or dissolve the shroud of mystery exists because of deeply rooted fears, held within the energetic matrices that weave together your DNA and souls. If your species is to decipher this puzzle or matrix which you are beginning to understand you exist within, almost every single concept which you hold dear must be reconstructed. We do not wish to shatter your belief systems, only offer you certain anchor points around which you could potentially coordinate the unfolding of that which is destined to be set forth. We are well aware that the collective level of your planet is already operating at a level which is not conducive to much more strain or tension. Nonetheless, if your species is to make the transition into the next phase of evolutionary development and bring your civilization up into the next higher levels of organizational complexity, your internal conceptualizations and the images you hold dear must be recombined and reconstructed. Earlier, we told you we are not a savior race. In many ways, your Earth-based English language is insufficient to communicate what our true wishes and intentions are for your species. We can assure you that it is within our intention to see that which you have created up until this point shall be overlaid from within, securing a more highly developed global governing and educational overstructure onto this world. There are many of you who are aware of certain reptilian factions who are working behind the scenes, so to speak. Many of your minds are filled with conspiracies regarding the involvement of both the reptilians and the Zeta Reticulans in the state of affairs upon this world. Sadly, we must say, there are factions within all species who align themselves without caring for operational procedures and instructional directives of the common, universal law. We, the reptilians, operate behind the scenes. We have kept our presence upon this world for the most part significantly shadowed and hidden. To your minds and limited conceptualizations, this may seem to you like we are trying to be sneaky. As we mentioned previously, there is much fear within your collective psyche regarding us, the reptilian species. We do feel as though we have an obligation to you and your species, this homeworld in particular. Within this sector of the galaxy, we have continued to keep watch over the evolutionary development of life forms, especially this Earth upon which you reside. This one, Daniel, is open to new ideas and extended conceptualizations. As we get deeper into this story, it will become apparent to you that our story is indeed not new. Our story is as old as this planet's living systems themselves. July 1st, 98. Reptilian Writings. Use your discernment. I am ready to receive transduce information transmissions from the Alpha, Omicron Draconians this evening. I am creating a space within myself to serve as a vessel and conscious channel for information received from a higher spatial source of intelligence. I ask to be overshadowed by my oversoul and higher self, and that all of my energetic pathways be graced with magnetic protection to any energies which are not in alignment with the most purified and refined, unlimited God source. Greetings, we are here. Please relax so that your internal antenna can be adjusted. Await approximately 5 minutes, and then we will begin the teaching for this evening. As you relax, you may feel your energy field being adjusted and moved around your beingness. You also may experience your head moving back and forth or in circles. Please do not be alarmed when you experience this. Your internal antennas are just being rotated and aligned. Your gyrospectrum inner visual lens scope is being tuned up. This allows for greater receptivity and higher degrees of clarity. The gift we bring to the human species at this time, we the reptilians, is what you have been waiting for, Daniel. You are in the process of awakening to what shall become Omicron destiny, when the sacred circuit completes the ancestors' original planner's grand vision. Daniel, now that you have recovered your multi-incarnational soul memories projected all the way back, prior to the flood, during the fall of Atlantis, your understanding has evolved significantly in the past year or so. You have now become aware that these memories are stored within holographic storage modules, which exist within the quantum levels of your DNA. You are beginning to understand the existence of a woven interface in between the soul and human DNA. We wish to begin this evening by acknowledging the power source which you remember in participating to destroy. Crystalline, electromagnetic, and gravitational technology is what the foundation for omnidimensional science and spirituality shall work towards manifesting. We would like to see you regain the base which your species had once developed. Let us bring you back to the reptilian front, so we are telling you that our species is over 7 billion years old, and that is 7 billion years within this galaxy. What we would like to see you unfold within yourselves at this moment, and from this point forward, is a more sophisticated and advanced conceptualization of your position and purpose within the scheme of things. The first mental construct or barrier within your collective consciousness and self-perception, which must be reformulated, is your limited notions of living systems. What if we told you that from our perspective, we the reptilians, the entire universe is a living system? Would you take our word? If you acknowledge this as a potential possibility, your species will gain the opportunity to shift and rotate your entire perceptual framework and consciousness. The source of the universal life force operates and who and how the DNA molecule functions is beyond our capability to describe to you in its complete wholeness at this date. We can assure you that your late 20th century three-dimensional science is only now beginning to understand the inner workings of the universe and life itself. There is much to be learned by your species, and on many levels. You are aware that we, the reptilian species, are creator-level beings and master geneticists. We are showing you that we did not create either the universe or the DNA molecule. We did not even create ourselves, in the beginning. The reptilian species has conceived with such a holographic scope many of the vast wonders within creation. We are master designers, but we still exist within what we have created. The ultimate creator exists outside of that which has been created. Think about this. The natural world contains the model to follow. If there is wisdom stored within the genetic code of your deoxyribonucleic acid, which your species has barely begun to understand or access, you would be well served to listen to us for one moment at least. We have said before that we, the reptilians, in no way mean you or your species any harm. We have also stated that we are not a savior race. We can offer you teachings with which you may help yourselves. In order for you to alter and deepen your limited notions of what living systems are, you must acknowledge the existence of more than 3 dimensions. This will allow you to begin to utilize and gain access to your dormant and latent potential capabilities, many of which remain dormant and latent within the design specifications of your being. This is part of your own ancestral mass karma as a species, as well as ours. Backwards in time during the destruction of Atlantis, the reptilian species was partially responsible for the sequence of events as they unfolded. Your species must in all reality come to acknowledge and accept that there does exist an interdimensional association. Your Earth, the human species, and the development of your civilization has been overseen and guided since its inception and throughout time. Daniel, this is part of your multi-incarnational soul contract. You have had a very limited mental awareness and understanding of your purpose for reincarnating at this critical juncture and point in time within your species' evolutionary growth process. You have and are beginning to open yourself up to ideas which will allow your species to understand how and the ways in which things really work. This is the task you have set out to undertake. Part of your purpose for incarnating is to serve as an ambassadorial liaison intermediary in between the spheres and the dimensional levels within those realms. The angels and the demons are real. It is time for your species to conceive of things as they really are. The reptilian species has an obligation to the inhabitants of living systems, just as the other species which we work with have certain obligations and tasks which must be performed. There really are caretakers and overseers which watch over the evolutionary development of living systems and the planetary homeworlds that support them. What other purpose would more highly advanced intelligences and more highly evolutionarily developed species have for existing if it were not to be creators and watchers? The serpent in the Garden of Eden is a metaphor and fragment of a much greater story involving the reptilians. A more than three-dimensional perceptual framework will allow your species to overcome the amnestic, misaligned, and fragmented memories within humanity's collective consciousness. Within these times of awakening, memory crystals are being activated. We would like to remind you that clearly focused intention and the alignment of oneself with the divine higher will is the only way to unfold one's consciousness or make forward progression in alignment with the patterns that exist through and within all that is. There are a sequence of activations underway. These activations are repatterning the energetic structure of your beingness. These activations are opening your perceptual scopes up to a wider spectrum of vibrational frequencies and sensitivity levels, activating etheric holographic antennas, activating dormant genetic coding, firing neurological synaptic signal processing capabilities and dual hemispheric alignment. Divine alignment with immortality shall be reached. I remember who I am. I am a master soul wizard being. My two main functional archetypes are that of the high priest and scribe. I acknowledge and accept this within myself. This is reality. In the name of the ultimate creator-level being, which exists beyond the language even I can use to describe, I exist outside of time. I am a shapeshifter. My Amakua ancestral multi-incarnational, Akashic etheric holographic omnidimensional, bioelectromagnetic neurophysiological structure, and deoxyribonucleic acid. Soul nexus interfaces rewoven, integrating through and within interested looping matrices of spiraling fractal geometric hyperintelligence. Believe in your star ancestry. We, the reptilian species, are the grandfather designers of the living systems on Earth and master geneticists. Trust your intuitive guidance, Daniel. You remember when you channeled the linguistic description of the 12 DNA strand cosmic mandala, that the intelligence was extremely reptilian. Yes, that was us. We have come back, returned to offer you more. You asked for this gift to be able to give to the human species. Your gift is the strength of your ability to linguistically describe visual conceptualizations. You also have a strong capability with many adept characteristics within the scope of your functioning ability. You will begin to learn to hold your balance and focus. You are becoming conscious of your true heritage. This is what your species has been denied for too long. If we, the reptilian species, can help you in any way to turn your concepts of yourselves around, then the purpose of our transmission has been served. Why would the reptilian species hold the hominid species dear? The reason is you are our children, in the sense that the overseer species we are used to perceive. We wish to heal our own ancestral species level mass karma. Once before long ago, we took away from your species what all creators hold dear. There was a great war in the heavens. This war destroyed living systems across multiple star systems in many sectors of the galaxy. This is our truth, as we present it to you. We offer you this angle on things to heal your own planet and species' ancestral mass karma. This is the way of things on Earth as in heaven, so below as above. Your species is beginning to grow and become. You are awakening into your powers as creators and the potentials which you possess. What your species is missing from your understanding is the presence of an overwhelming universal law. This universal law in its simplest forms has been expressed through many of your belief systems. Within the times ahead as the future unfolds and the challenges your species now must face, you're being asked to maintain supreme integrity over your mental focus and intentions. You have been shown that you can no longer ignore your internal gyrospectrum sensory guidance instrumentation and inner visual lens scopes. These are the times right now, this moment when the changes must begin to take place within your own self. We are talking to you, human being. Do you need to see things around you destroyed to wake up? The answer is no. There is urgency in our voice, and in these upcoming transmissions you will be receiving our message as critical. If you do not listen to yourselves and what is being spoken and received through yourselves, you will manifest a potential which is not in the highest interest towards the continuation of life and civilization. This is no joke. You cannot wait around any longer for the Hall of Records to be opened. There has been a change in the plans. The mass consciousness of this planet, your holographic omnidimensional scopes, must be awakened today. Right now. Do not expect us or any other species to directly intercede into the state of affairs on your planet, as we will not. In order for us to teach the rules, we must follow them ourselves. This is part of our two species' dual ancestral karmas, and this is where our trajectories intersect. Creator-level beings exist. Your species is one of them. This is your gift. In our 7 billion years as creator-level beings, we have learned proper use. We would like you to know that we do not represent the entire reptilian species within creation. We may be thought of as somewhat of a renegade group. We wish for our own evolution to be initiated at a higher level, and the way creation works. We are striving to join forces with the Source. We represent a faction of the reptilian species which is seeking re-entrance into the interdimensional association of civilized star systems and free sovereign homeworlds. Our acceptance depends on our success. We know that you are having difficulty discerning truth for non-truth, and are very curious in regards to the veracity of this information. The interdimensional association is mainly hominid-based. Why would we seek re-entrance into this when we are non-humanoid? It is difficult for us to describe to you why this is so. Previously, we mentioned to you a great war which spanned multiple star systems and many sectors of this galaxy. This can be known as the same great war in the heavens of which your Bible and other ancient manuscripts speak. Let us bring you back to the beginning of our transmissions 3 days ago. As these transmissions deepen, so will your understanding of what we are attempting to communicate. You see, in this process we are learning ourselves. As ancient, advanced, and highly evolved as we the reptilians are, we are not perfect. The reptilian species has made decisions which were in many ways and throughout a vast distance of space and wide scope of time, not to our highest benefit and not to the benefit of many other species. This is why we mentioned but somewhat skirted around the issue of your fear for us. Your fears are grounded in fact and reality. This is why we are going through so much trouble to bring these communications to people around your planet. This is our mission, shall we say. Your species has reached a point in its evolutionary growth process where you must learn from your past and not make the same mistakes as your predecessors. This is the position we the reptilians find ourselves within as well. This is our reason for being here. Now we ask you to please not be afraid. Like we said previously, we do not wish your species or your homeworld any harm. We come to you as representatives of our ancestors, the ones who designed and oversaw the evolutionary development of this homeworld upon which you currently reside. Are and were not the dinosaurs the most ancient species on this earth? Where did dinosaurs come from? You should ask yourselves, where did all the higher life forms come from? You must ask yourself, do your current notions of reality and existence tell you the whole truth, give you the complete picture, and will they allow you to make the correct decisions? Look at your continued misuse of the living systems and the building blocks of creation, and yet your understanding deepens. What you are missing is an understanding of their proper use. We told you previously that we are masters at what we do. We may not be thought of as masters in the terms of the great spiritual masters of your planet. We are masters of many of the wonders of creation nonetheless, yet we already exist in omnidimensional space. And our science is so far advanced beyond anything you have yet currently imagined. Even with all who we are, your species has much to teach us as well. It may sound strange to you for a species which has existed for 7 billion years to divulge this truth, but you have yet to awaken and dawn to the truth that your own species is not limited to this star system. Your species' heritage is approximately 3 billion years old. Daniel, here is where your trans-evolutionary model of human development through periodic guided intervention enters the picture. Here is what sets your own bipedal hominid prototype vehicles apart from the other higher primates. This truth, human evolution has not only occurred through natural selection but genetic recombination of your deoxyribonucleic acid. This is the truth. The truth is the reptilians have shown me quite a bit. What I meant to say before was over those 3 nights that I did those writings. I came to understand that the Alpha Omicron Draconians that I had established telepathic communication with are a renegade group who are supposedly working on gaining re-entrance into this interdimensional association of civilized star systems and free sovereign homeworlds, which yes is working in their own ways towards alignment with the Prime Creator and original patterns, or the design specifications that are responsible for the cohesion, structuralization, functioning, and operation of the universe. To our mortal eyes, the processes underway within creation, evolution, dissolution, and recombination are indeed complex. We are beginning to develop and establish advanced theoretical models to assist in forming a clearer understanding of the processes held within the design specifications at all levels of functioning. The thing which even the Alpha Omicron Draconians stressed to me backwards in time and through all of my understanding was the importance of proper use of this knowledge and awareness. This is the reason why the extraterrestrial presence on and within this world. I'm not sure whether or not there are other covert agendas behind the scenes, including other negative or aggressive Draconians and Zeta Reticulans working with the secret government. I'm not sure whether or not the Great War in the heavens is still going on, but I think that things are in truth moving towards higher levels of integration. We have free choice and will. We have the consciousness, abilities, and potential to set our intentions in alignment with what our hearts desire as an individual human being. We also have our sovereignty as the human species. We are collectively suffering from some serious self-worth issues. Are we willing to overcome not only our collective amnesia, but face up to the truth that we must greatly reorient our entire developed level of civilization? That's all of it.
Ha 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 ha! Just remembered a story from a law school buddy I haven't talked to in ages. This was a long-ass time ago. I still don't believe it to this very day. I'm still fucking laughing at it like a dental assistant who just stole all the canisters of laughing gas from a dentist's office right now as I type these words LMFAO. So fucking ridiculous. We'll call this buddy of mine K. Hunched around a campfire in the woods one night on a trip to Mount Rainier as we were slowly roasting our marshmallow s'mores and nursing our beverages at our own pace to the gentle chirping of crickets, he began to recount a strange ritual he had once partaken in. He said something about being asked to call out something called the Old Ones. I don't remember all of the details relayed to me very clearly, but he also said something about how they come from another dimension, how one of them materialized from that other dimension and was present at his ritual. Then went on about something about how the other participants at the ritual didn't have this power, and how some of the participants were scaly reptilians, or some shit. He had to stand in the middle of some kind of geometric shape on the ground as he called out that creature so that it wouldn't consume him. I'd already finished all 3 marshmallows on my skewer as he rambled on about some horse shit about how it manifested in a blinding burst of light from a smoking flame, and more bullshit about electromagnetism and the creature popping its head out of gamma rays and highly charged rays of all this other fancy Marvel Studios crap. Said the thing smelled like puke. Can't remember much else of what he told me. Now who even believes in this shit? What the fuck was he on, bro? All of what he told me literally sounds like ramblings from a mental ward patient. Nobody on /x/ takes that shit seriously. The only people who do are the ones who shill it here.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more green texts will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.